Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have an away game against Liverpool in our opening Premier League game of the season, and we will follow it up with a European Super Cup final against Champions League winners Real Madrid. We've got a very tough start to the season again. Our other two league games that we start off in August with are Newcastle, who took Arsenal right down to the title challenge on the last day of the season, and Tottenham. So we've got a very rough start, the same as we did last season, but hopefully we can get off to a good start. We're also going to go through transfers today, and we'll probably start off with that. And it's been a relatively quiet one, in all honesty. We've done pretty well in relation to transfers. A lot of deals that have gone out have been loans for the most part, um, but we have sold one or two players, so we'll go into that now. Alex Humphries we sold to Al Khalij in Saudi Arabia, 15.25 million pounds, and he just didn't. He just never made the grade for us. It's quite unfortunate. He was homegrown at club, so he is going to be a bit of a miss in relation to that. But I think it was the right time for him to move on. And he did just get his first England cap, but he wasn't improving at the rate that we needed him to, so we let him go. And it's not really going to be a big miss. Oscar Gluck, we tried to offload him last season. We couldn't get through with it, but 375 grand a week he was on. Yes, he's a good player, but in the end, I decided that we could spend that elsewhere, and managed to offload him to Real Madrid for 60 million pounds. He's worth a little bit more than that, but I think we did well to get the 60, in all honesty. And there was a little bit of an uproar with one or two of the players because we sold him, but when we signed a replacement for him, that all calmed down. David McElroy was a youth player. He went to Crystal Palace for 750,000 on a contractual agreement, and we finally managed to sell Luis Angel Pinto. He went to Borussia Mönchengladbach for 11.25 million pounds, and again, he was never going to play for us, and he was on 80 grand a week. It was wages that were just being wasted, so we let him go as well. We'll just go into the loans in a moment. Arnaud Tennis, we brought in to be our new number one goalkeeper from Saudi Arabia. He was on 700 grand a week there. He signed a deal for 200 grand a week for us. He's a very good goalkeeper. Yes, he's 33 years of age. It goes kind of against the way I normally make signings, but goalkeepers do tend to have quite long careers. And at a four-star current ability, we couldn't say no. And hopefully, having that little bit more experience in goal will see as well. Whitbread has dropped back to a cup goalkeeper for us, and he was quite happy to do that. So again, that has worked out in our favour. Arnaud Tennis, 91 caps for Spain. He's just retired from international duty as well. A wealth of experience. Hopefully, he will shore up our defence. With Gluck leaving, obviously we had to potentially look at a replacement, and we found one in Laureano Alves from Celta Vigo, £50 million. He can play as a winger or as an inside forward. We do tend to rotate between those roles a little bit, but his crossing ability is not the best, even though we are going to be playing largely with wingers. But his finishing ability is very good. He's got great leadership qualities off the ball and vision and technique, absolutely excellent. Fairly determined character, but it's his physicals. He is full of pace, and at 6'1" as well, he's quite good in the air. So I think we've done well to bring him in, and I think he'll be a very worthy replacement for Oscar Gluck. Um, and again, we saved £10 million, and he signed a deal on 80,000 a week. So we've saved £300,000 in the wages for a player who's just as good, in my opinion, and can improve to be even better. So I think we've done well with that one. And obviously, with Humphries leaving, we were a little bit short at centre back, because obviously we rotate our centre backs with the holding midfield role as well. So we brought in Emmanuel Usmanu. He's not a senior international for France, but he made 18 under 21 appearances for them. And we brought him in from Wolves. He was relegated with Wolves, unfortunately, but he didn't necessarily have the talent around him. But £31 million paid. Yes, we've probably overpaid slightly for him based on his valuation. But I think, to be fair, he's a decent centre back, and he can play in that holding midfield role as well. So again, we've got that rotationary option, and he's 6'1", and again, really strong lad, good physicals, leadership qualities, determination, concentration, aggression in the tackling, and a good marker and header of the ball as well. He'll do quite well for us, I think. And again, he can slot into centre back or defensive midfield. So we've covered two bases with that one. And in relation to the loan deals that we've gone out, Andreas Geerts, obviously with tenors coming in, we could afford to loan him out for some first team football. He's gone to Cardiff on a season-long loan deal. He'll be their number one goalkeeper, and hopefully he can get some vital game time there. Connor Skelton went to Gillingham on a season-long loan in the National League. He's only 17, Connor Skelton, but again, first-team footballer. Look at the way he's training there. He's shooting up in terms of quality, so he potentially could do quite well. We did a lot of wheeling and dealing, to be fair, with these loan deals. It's not something I normally concentrate on too much, but we tried to get the best league possible for them to play in, and that they'd be regular within those teams. And Connor Skelton in the National League seemed to fit quite well. Godwin Owusu ended up going to Galatasaray. They did qualify for the Champions League as well. He's actually now described as a wonder kid, Godwin Owusu, as well. So getting first team football at a Champions League club will certainly help his cause as well. So hopefully he can settle into a rhythm over in Turkey. Dave Griffith, again, I'm still really excited about Dave Griffith. I think he'll be a really good player for us. He's gone to West Brom on a season-long loan in the Championship. They finished just outside the playoffs last year, so they are competing toward the top end of the Championship. And again, hopefully he'll get plenty of game time. He's already made 2 starts in the Championship, so it looks like he could be set for a very good season. Aston Seaby, he was in our under-18s initially. He's gone to Wickham, who are in League 2. And again, they were not far off the promotion race. So again, he's already shooting up in terms of his quality as well. He's a decent standard Aston Seaby, to be fair. I think he is another one that we can keep an eye on. Potential ability isn't the best, but hopefully he will make some improvement. Conan Ong, I was debating whether to keep him at the club or not. In the end, we've loaned him out again this season, but again, he made a lot of improvement. And not, I think it was, where was it? Where was it? He was on loan last season at Cadiz in Spain. Played very regularly for them. Unfortunately, couldn't save them from relegation, but he did make a lot of improvement, and hopefully he can do the same at Ajax in the Eredivisie. And Ajax, of course, as we know, one of the top teams in Holland. So if he can get plenty of game time there, he's only made the one appearance so far, which was a substitute appearance. But again, plenty of game time at a club like Ajax. He should come back with the quality. Mislav Janko Separac, again, I wasn't too sure about loaning him out, but he's gone on loan to Watford, who are in the Premier League this season. So I think it's a good move for him. Hopefully he'll get plenty of game time. He's already played a game in the Premier League for Watford. He didn't play particularly well, unfortunately, but hopefully he can find his rhythm as well and get plenty of game time. And the last one was David Jones, a young Welsh striker. We've loaned him out to Salford, who are in League One, I believe. Yep. And again, I think he's a decent young striker. 1 cap and 1 goal for Wales that he got over the summer. He's a good finisher. So we're giving him an opportunity. If he can impress out on loan, he may have a future. But again, his potential is a little bit low. So again, even if it's just getting him experience to potentially sell him for a decent amount, we'll do that as well. So a lot of loan deals that we've got to keep an eye on. In terms of the general squad, I'm really happy with the balance of it, to be fair. We've got a 24-man squad, so it's a little bit smaller than what we had before. Obviously, we've done a few more loan deals out of the club, but we have strengthened in the places that we needed to following the players that left. And I think we're pretty much ready. So it will be a tough season again. And obviously with the added pressure of the Champions League rather than the Europa League, we are going to have to be on point this season. Hadjo, unfortunately, will be missing out today. He picked up a knock not that long ago and he's not fully fit. Usmanu could come into the side, to be fair. And I think, to be honest, we'll put him in there and see how he gets on. It's throwing him in at the deep end, that is for sure, but he is more than capable. So hopefully he can find his rhythm today. Um, we'll see how things go. But overall, the balance of the squad is looking pretty good, and Alves gets a debut as well on that left-hand side, and Arnaud Tennis gets a full debut in goal as well. And we did have a pre-season game against Corinthians, the Brazilian side, and it was a European versus South American Cup challenge thing. We were 3-1 up and ended up losing on penalties, but again, it was relatively early in the pre-season, so unfortunately they were just a little bit fitter than us at the time because they are mid-season, of course. So we go into today hoping for a good result, and if we can get a good start, given the nature of the games that we have at the start of the season, if we can get off to a good start, we could be in for a very successful season, I think. We've certainly got the quality, especially going forward. Can we find a way to get a win here at Anfield? Jones with the throw into Antonio. And now Miranda just holding on to it, finds Dog. And Dixon intercepting quite comfortably. And now Alves trying to cut inside, finds Usmanu. It's just not quite enough on that pass. Jeremy Pino intercepting and finding Castello Jr. And now Antonio Silva into Miranda. Back to Jones. Now Dark. Again, they've knocking the ball about quite comfortably here, Liverpool, and Szoboszlai into Kasul, and it's a very, very poor finish. He was actually offside anyway. Um, but Usmanu not covering himself in too much glory with that pass, but it wasn't too far off making the pass stick. So hopefully he, again, it's just a case of these new guys settling into their rhythm. Tennis in goal has had pretty much a full pre-season with us. He signed on the 1st of July. We got him on a pre-contract agreement. So he is pretty much setting the side. Usmanu and Alves signed, I think it was last week in game, so they've not had too much time to bed in. Medina here with a corner, swings it into the near post. It's just about cleared by Liverpool. Dixon couldn't win the header, but it's come for Romano into Medina. And now Alves, and that is a brilliant way to introduce yourself to the Manchester United fans. And Leandro Alves with his first goal for the club on his debut here at Anfield. And that is a very good finish as well. He is, as I mentioned before, he has got a good finishing ability. And the signing from a mid-table side in the Spanish First Division in Celta Vigo has immediately stamped his authority here. And that is a very good start for him. Romano swinging it in from that right-hand side. Almada was the target, and Alves picks it up. Swings it in with his right foot, and it's a good claim in the end by the goalkeeper Tarati. Usmanu was actually the target, funnily enough, and Antonio Silva into Nico. Now Miranda gives it away, and Almada picks it up, finds Alves. Good turn of pace from the winger, and Romano into Dixon. Stepping into the midfield, just got to be a bit careful, knocks it over the top. Alves wins the header into Cook, and now Romano plays it through, and Sinogo again, just not quite getting onto it. But we're looking very strong here. Dixon into Cook. Back to Dixon again. And again, we've not made too many changes with the first team, really. The core of the team is exactly the same. It's just one or two new signings just to fill the voids that we've ended up offloading. And again, a mistake from Liverpool. And Almada into Alves. And he struck it superbly. And Laureano Alves, I keep calling him Leandro, Laureano Alves has scored twice here on his debut. He is potentially going to be an instant hero here for the Old Trafford faithful. And we are 2 goals up here at Anfield. Almada intercepting once again. And Alves from distance, I think he just caught Tarati unawares. And, well, what a signing Alves could prove to be this season, especially if this performance is anything to go by. 2-0 and a very, very good first half here. And we're going to tell the lads to keep their concentration up because obviously, especially at Anfield, we can't rest on what we have. And it's a good header clear there from Dixon, and Alves picks it up, charges down the left-hand side, showing his pace. That's a lovely pass into Medina, who strikes from distance, and it was a very, very ambitious effort, and it's gone over the crossbar. But again, the pace that we have in those wide areas, that's the other thing with Gluck. He didn't really have the pace But with Medina, Sonogo, Alves, and even Almada as well, we have got a lot of pace in those forward areas. And if we can make use of it, which we have done so far today, we could be a very dangerous side. Sonogo, a very heavy touch from him. It's unlike him. And Stoak finds Jeremy Pino, a chance here for Liverpool, and Arnold Tennis very comfortably catching that one. Tennis having a decent game as well by the looks of things in goals. 7.1 rating for him so far. Cook struggling a little bit for fitness, as is Sonogo and our goal scorer Albers. Liverpool just starting to grow into the game as well. We've got to be a bit careful here. We're going to get James Hayes on in that midfield for Cook. Well, all of our three players in behind Almada are struggling now. So Guilherme, Morrell, and oh, what's happened there? And Youngblood are going to come on. Complete change in the midfield. And I think, to be fair, we'll get Correa on for Bynert as well, just because he's on that yellow card. In a game, in a big derby game like this, we can't afford any suspension issues. Alves with a fantastic debut, though. 2 goals for him. Usmanu here into Youngblood. Not quite got as much pace on as we did have. Guilherme, of course, was our key player last season. And Almada, I mean, Youngblood floated that ball into the penalty area. And now, well, Almada has secured the victory here. It's 3-0 here at Anfield. And including added time, probably about 15 minutes to go. Youngblood did really well there. Down that left-hand side, just floated the cross in. And Almada completely had the beating of his centre-back there. He leapt superbly and nodded home for the third. And again, if our form at the end of last season was anything to go by, if we can get a start this season to match that form last year, I think we've got a big, big opportunity this season. Correa with the throw into Usmanu. And now Capelli into Hayes. Back to Capelli. Hayes into Dixon. And now Romano. We're just knocking the ball about, just trying to keep hold of possession, I think, at the moment. There's 4 minutes of added time. But one thing we did do a lot last year was we did concede quite late on in a lot of matches, despite being comfortable in our position. And Morrell here swinging it in, and Almada was the target again. It's cleared away. Usmanu into Guilherme, and it's off the post. Morrell with the effort on the rebound, but Turati manages to claim that one. And it remains 3-0. But that has been a very good performance. Liverpool did grow into the game, but they couldn't convert anything. And Tennis with a 7.7. That could be the difference this season, having a top quality goalkeeper in there. But that is a very good performance. And Alves, of course, with the man of the match performance. 2 goals on his debut and certainly showing his quality today. And that immediately puts us top of the Premier League. Derby against Leeds is yet to be played, so that could factor in early on. But that is a fantastic start for us. And obviously with games, like I say, against Newcastle and Tottenham to come, if we can get through those games without dropping too much, I think we'll have done pretty well. But, I mean, Alves, what a performance from him. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And we certainly need to give him a bit of praise there. And that is job done. And I know we've ran on a little bit, but we are still going to come back for that Super Cup final. So bear with me, and we'll be back for that momentarily. Okay, guys, here we go for the game against Real Madrid. It's a bit of a strange game, United against Madrid. It's a derby, and yet it's not a derby. Um, we are going to rotate a little bit today, just to try and balance things out a bit. Hadjo has failed his fitness test, so he will not be taking part today. Again, it wants, I suppose, that ball-winning midfielder, and he's not capable of it, really. We'll get Capelli in there and have Correa in at centre-back. Youngblood will start in attacking midfield following his good substitute performance. And other than that, I think that's about it. Sonogo has gone in up front with Youngblood dropping back. Again, we tried Sonogo a few times up front last year. He didn't really settle into a rhythm for it. I mean, he's full of pace. He's got quality for everything, but for whatever reason, he just really struggles up front. But we'll see how he gets on today. And going into this game, Not too sure what to expect. We know how much quality Real Madrid have. They always do. They've obviously got Oscar Gluck as well, who, oh yeah, he is in the squad. I was just looking for him there. I normally would have expected him to be a bit further forward, but he's actually dropping into the normal central midfield. But they've still got the likes of Camavinga, Rafael Luis Rodrigo is still in there as well. I recognise Baturina, Kobe Mainu as well, and Jeremy Doku as well, of course. So going into this game, like I say, I'm not too sure what to expect. It's going to be a bit of a close one. Real Madrid had the beating of United last time out, apparently. Obviously, we haven't played them as of yet in this career, so we'll see how things go. And if we can play the way we did against Liverpool, I reckon we could do okay. But early stages would suggest it could be a tall order. Madrid dominating possession. We have had the first attempt at goal though, as Beinert here with the throw into Youngblood. Is it across to Correa? Now Dixon. Capelli into Correa, and now Beinert. Back to Correa again. Cook just holding on to it into Correa, and now Dixon. Playing it quite well through the centre at the moment. Sonogo into Alves. Lofts it over the top, and Shadi Rayad with a vital header there, but Alves manages to pick up on it again. Fires it in, and it's bundled in. I don't know if Rayad got the touch. He did. I thought Sonogo may have got the touch at first, but Rayad with the own goal. And again, Alves proving extremely instrumental there, using his pace superbly, laying the ball across. And again, I thought Sonogo did get the touch really, but it was Rayad who got it in the end. And we have a lead here. Despite not having a shot on target as of yet for either side, we have taken the lead. And early on, it's going to be a bit of a confidence boost, this one. If we can beat the likes of Real Madrid, I genuinely think we've got an opportunity this season. And Medina, with a lovely effort there, Verbruggen didn't move in the Real Madrid goal. But again, there's still not been a shot on target. Camavinga into Cortez. And Sonogo intercepting from Mansverk, and that's a lovely pass actually, into Youngblood. And now Alves charging down the left-hand side. He's got pressure on him, but he beats his man. And Alves has done it again. My word, have we got a player here. And it's 2-0 against Real Madrid. Laureano Alves doing it again. And what a lovely counter-attack that was. And again, the pace in which we broke away there. Alves completely beating the wing-back and firing it into the back of the net. What a start to this season. If we can hold on for this, this will be a phenomenal start, a huge confidence booster. Like I say, here is Medina. Bastida doing well to get hold of it, and Alves firing it in again. It's blocked by the Madrid defender. Capelli back to Biner. The space on this right-hand side. Into Dixon it goes. And now Youngblood with the strike, and Verbruggen couldn't keep it out. And it's 3-0 here against Real Madrid. Well, we've certainly seemed to have found the system that works for us. Second half of last season was exemplary. Yes, we lost twice against Newcastle, but other than that, it was fantastic. And we are starting the way we finished last season, by the looks of things. And this is turning into a very dominant performance. Real Madrid yet to have a shot in the match. Cortez is injured. Baturina's had to come on for Madrid. First half done. A 3-goal advantage. And we potentially could be heading for a Super Cup victory here. Biner here with the throw. Medina into Biner again. Swings it in. Sonogo is there. And it is 4-0. What an unbelievable performance this is. Mark Sonogo with the finish. It's a very good one at that, because he had to head it back across from which it came as well. Medina into Biner, a lovely delivery, and Sonogo, everything was against him really there, but he just managed to guide the header into that bottom corner, and he got it on target, which was the vital part there. 4-0, and we are going to make some changes. The job's going to be done here today. We've been so clinical today. Sales is going to come on in the midfield. Medina is going to come off for Guilherme as well. And Capelli, by the looks of things, has actually had a poor game, but I think he's done quite well, to be honest. We're going to get Usmanu on for Capelli as well. We'll leave the last two substitutions for now because we don't really need to make all of the substitutions. Madrid have finally had an attempt at goal. Not that it particularly matters. And Alves is struggling a little bit fitness-wise now, so we're going to take him off for Moral. And again, we've just got one substitution to make. And we'll make it when it is required, which it probably is now, to be fair. Sonogo and Youngblood both struggling, so we'll probably take Sonogo off. And do we actually have... Yes, we do. So we'll get Almada on up front for the last 20 minutes. Well, 15 minutes, really, isn't it? And we have been extremely dominant here. Real Madrid have had a couple of chances in this second half since we've made the substitutions, but we have thoroughly deserved to win this tournament, and we have done so. Another trophy to add to the cabinet. And sod's law, in my opinion, that as a Manchester City fan, that my most successful time of the save so far is here at Manchester United. That's 3 trophies already this season. In just over a season. A European Super Cup from the Europa League and the Community Shield. We are doing very good things here at Manchester United, and we could be in for a very good season. If we can stay competitive on all fronts this year, it would be an achievement in itself, especially the Premier League. That would be the achievement. And job done for today. We've got a long, long season ahead of us, but that is a very, very positive start, isn't it? And Zinedine Zidane not particularly happy, as you can see. But job is done. We've won our first trophy of the campaign, and we can push on from there. And we will push on a little bit, to be fair. I'm not too sure how the European games will fall. At the moment, there's only 2 games in October. So we'll probably really push on a little bit, and we'll get through all of the rest of August and probably most of September as well. If a European game comes toward the end of September, we'll probably come back for that. But other than that, we are on a roll already this season, and positive times could be ahead. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.